Well, I'm getting ready for another weekend, and I thought I better record this paint code here. So yeah, paint code 7039, dark shadow gray effect, and it's off of a 2012 Ford make and model, or make and year. And then I got a little bit of the graphite. I had about that much of that graphite tinting in the bottom of that paint can there. So a little bit of that, a little bit of that graphite color, which only Donnie knows which one he put in there. So if I ever need to match that again, I hope Donnie's still alive. I dipped this last week and it didn't quite come out. Almost. I mean, this all looks really good. There was only a couple spots down here that had a mess up on it, so I was wanting to redo that spot. And I built me a box, because all the parts I have left are going to be bigger parts. So this box, I can unscrew this end and move it where I want. And I'll just take some plastic and put in there and fill it full of water. And that should work pretty good. Got the two pods done, ready to be cleared. This one here, I don't know what was in that. I think it was a flaw in the film actually, but nevertheless I tried just a little bit of touch up right there, and then that speaker is going to cover all that, so just barely you'll be able to see that. I didn't want to have to re-dip it, which I don't, so the rest of that looks really good. And then it came out better in here this time. This one is pretty smeared though, but again, whatever, it's going to look okay. And then over here, this one actually came out pretty darn good. A little bit of tweakage in here, but mostly that came out really nice. This all came out really good. And all this, and all them lines are nice and parallel. So it's pretty tricky when you dip it in there. You know, from the size of your container to the cleanliness of the water, how you put the film on the water is pretty tough. I had an explosion in here. I only had one screw on each point, and that thing gave away. Luckily, it wasn't while I was in the middle of doing that, so no big deal. Washed my garage floor. So we'll let this dry up a little bit more, get it warmed up in here a little bit more, and then put a couple of coats of clear on that. And then the next two pieces I'll do will be the door panels. There we go. Looks pretty good. A little bit of dirt, but it looks shiny and looks pretty good. So get that to kick off a little bit and then get them out of here. Start putting a little bit of base coat on the door panels. Looks pretty good. So yeah, we'll see what it looks like when it's in that car. Now I just got that piece done. It came out pretty good, no clear on it yet. A couple little spots right there. I think I'm going to put a pad right here though, cover that up, so that will be fine. Now I'm getting ready to do the major piece here. And I may have to drill a couple little holes in these corners so the air bubble doesn't get in here. And I'm going to have to do this in two different dips. One going this way for this line. You know, I'll break it up here. And then one going that way. That's why I put that in there, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that whole thing with one sheet. It's not, the sheets aren't big enough. And I got some red also. I've been really flopping around deciding if I want to do a red strip right here. I was going to do some designs, but yeah, I'm going to keep away from that. But I'm still thinking I might make this red, and hopefully it looks okay. That's why I never really end up doing any kind of design type things. Mash it around in my head so much and I end up just forgetting it, but I don't know. I think I just might go for it this time, and you know, worst case scenario, just redo it. But yeah, this is going to be a tricky piece to dip. And just getting my ducks in a row, trying to plan this all out, and then we go for it. Hopefully we don't have to redo it. Well, good, bad, or ugly, here it goes. I got this all taped off just right. I got it base coated the gray underneath and then a spot of the red, so I'm going to lay some red carbon, a red carbon stripe right there, and split that up between the black. So that's getting dry. I got my big tub filled, and this is going to be kind of tricky. Going to be kind of tricky. Let's hope for the best. Figured I'd show this out in the sun. Looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that. All the lines are pretty much parallel. Not much skew to it at all. And then here's this piece here, and it came out pretty good, except I ran out of film and it wasn't set up right, and I tried to splice it right there, and I damn near got away with it, like right up there. You could hardly tell, but then you start coming down here and then you can see that line and it kind of turns to crap. But I almost got it lined up pretty good. But then I ended up messing it up here. There was some water that dripped over here as I was dipping it, and it wouldn't stick, and then I tried to repair it and it all went to hell. So I bailed on that, clear the whole thing. I ordered some more film. I'll do this all in one piece, and I'll tape it off up to that red. But yeah, what do you think? That red, I think that'll look pretty good. And remember, that pod will come up right here, so all you'll see is this strip of red, 3 strips of red going right here. And I think it'll look pretty good, and I'm going to do a little experiment and like make the door handle red. Perhaps. I don't know. We'll see. Just a little bit of red. Maybe the door sill. That piece that goes on the door sill I'll make red. And anyway, man, I'm stoked. Super stoked. This stuff is just shiny. Shiny. Looks good. Looks good. So hopefully I'll get a move on here pretty quick. Start putting her back together. One more piece to make. Make a sub box. I got two 8-inch subs. Audison. And I'm making a panel which is going to go behind the seat. Now it's not going to be proper airspace for one sub, let alone two, but we're going to go for it. The box came with two of them in it, so I'm going to put both of them in there. And that's just the way it goes, so it'll be cool. I got 1 amp running my sub, so I might as well have 1 amp running 2 subs and a little more power. But I'm going to have to angle them in there. This is going to be horizontal here. They'll fit in there, but just barely. So I'm going to get a piece of wood and begin the front of the box. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for some more film to finish up my interior stuff. But yeah, getting closer, starting to be able to count, you know, the things to do. In other words, I can see the end. Can't wait to get this thing sparkling up clean again, inside and out. It's so dirty and dusty everywhere. So I'm going to shine it all up like it was brand new, inside and out, underneath, everywhere, and then get everything sealed up, get the interior in it, and be done. There's the top plate that I got from my box. It's barely gonna fit, and it'll fit though. It's gonna work out alright. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prep out the back of this thing underneath, which means, you know, whatever sound deadening, make a spot for this wire that goes through here, and then tape it up, cover it with fiberglass, get this thing set on top, and then that'll complete the box. The edges will be finished up and cleaned up, and it'll look like it was made to fit in there. Making progress. Here's my speaker box. I gotta take this and grind it down. That should be okay. Pretty limited space, but like I said, whatever. And I've been finishing up my last bit of hydro dipping, trying the handles in red. I don't know how it's going to look. I had to do that in two different dips. I got the handle part to come out, and then tried to get the outside part to come out as good as I could. And it's a little bit of warped, a little bit of distorted, but once again, should be good. And then the sill plates, a little bit different weave, a little bit finer weave. It's the same weave that's on my mirrors, so it'll match up with that. And boy, I'm hoping to get this stuff all done, get it cleared, get it done. And I think I'm done building stuff, so that means I get to clean up, start putting stuff together. We'll see. I've said that before.